Okay, hi Professor Rodriguez, this is Michelle Brown Osborne. It's March 2nd and it's Friday, it's the last day of class. So this is the cow eye dissection, which I've got here in my hands. And we're going to start with removing some of this fatty tissue around. This is the anterior portion where it has the cornea, and then on the posterior we're going to find the optic nerve. So luckily they did a lot of that work for us, but I'm just going to remove a little bit here. And so below this fatty tissue and connective tissue is the outermost layer of the eye, which is the sclera. Kind of helps a little bit, and then I think this is the optic nerve in the back here. I'll just cut away a little bit so we can see it. And there's still a lot of. So if you see this right here, that there is the optic nerve. That little stem. Awesome. Okay, so I guess I could keep going with this, but let's just take a picture of this for the lab first of all. Can you do that for me? Thank you. So this is, okay, hold on. We need this in here. And make sure you get the optic nerve back there. It's kind of hard. There you go. It's like the little optic nerve. Thanks. Okay, so so we have the anterior part of the cow eye, and this is the cornea, which I mentioned. We're going to do a cut through here. It's important to know that the eye is also broken up in two compartments. So the anterior chamber and the vitreous chamber. So when I cut the cornea, are you filming this? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm a little bit scared because there is liquid behind here. Liquid cow guts. I wonder if that would help. The cornea is really thick. I've heard people say that, and it is true. Oh my word. Wow, it's very thick. Okay, so there's liquid here, that's the aqueous liquid. And then, so I cut through the cornea, that's thick. Holy cow. And inside of here, thanks for doing this, it's kind of gross. Inside of here is the retina. I'm sorry, not the retina. Inside of here is a pupil in the iris. So, there you go. So now that I've showed you the anterior portion, we're going to cut through the center. And there's just so much guts in here. Okay, so we're doing a cut down the center. And we're cutting the eye open into two portions. And it just looks a lot easier when you see it done. Okay.
5 minutes.
Is it at 5 minutes? Okay. So here alongside, actually let me just do the full cut. So we have a lot of that vitreous humor, the jelly-like stuff that came out. I'm actually going to have you take a picture, honey, of this. Thanks. So, perfect. So we have, this is the vitreous chamber, the posterior vitreous. We have the jelly here of the vitreous humor, and then this crumbled up white portion is the retina, which is held back by the vitreous fluid. And then I'm going to scrape that out. And then this kind of iridescent blue color, that is called the tapetum lucidum, and that's actually part of the cow and animal eye, like the cat. And where the retina meets the back where the optic nerve is the choroid. Forgot the word. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's the optic disc. The choroid is this middle layer right here that's dark, and it meets the sclera. So we have the sclera, this white connective tissue, the choroid, the middle layer, and then we have the retina within it. Okay, so now we have the lens. The lens, I'll need you to take a picture too of this in a second. This is the inside, the anterior. We have, it's kind of gross. You can take a picture of that. Perfect. So we have the lens here, which is really hard. It's very, very hard. It's like a rock. And we have the inside of the iris, the choroid layer, and this is the inside of where the pupil is. Okay, and that's the cow dissection. Thanks, Professor.